Hello students, how are you all? I hope that you all are fine, fit, healthy at your home. As you know, I am your science teacher, Ms. Gayatri Verma. Welcome you again to the classes. Okay students, before starting with the topic, let me ask something from you. Okay, students, I am going to ask a very simple question from you. You all know name some body parts. If I am going to ask, you all are able to say the various human body parts like head, then your hands, cheek, eyes, ear, nose, legs, stomach, all these things. And what happened? Once you all are going to join all the things together, it is going to form human body. Yes or no? And once you are going to observe the plant, you are going to see different parts like root, stem, leaf, branch, flower and fruits. And what happened? Once you are going to just collect over it, then it is going to form the plant. Yes or no students? Definitely it is correct. Now, have you ever seen that once there is a construction of building, how it gets constructed? It gets constructed, what happened? Once they are use the bricks, okay? That the person use a brick of different sizes. And what happened? Once all the bricks come together, collect together, it is going to form a building. Similarly, it also happened with us once you all know that our body is made up of cells. So, in our body, cells are of various sizes. So, in today's class, we are going to discuss that next chapter, that is chapter number 8, cell structure and function. And students, you all are very well aware about it. So students, before starting with the chapter, we must understand what is the definition of the cell. So cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. So, what is cell? Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. So, you must remember it that what is cell and what happened, and what happened is going to happen when you are going to just deal with different type of cells. So, in today's class, we are going to just learn about the cells, the structure and their function. And I am going to show you the PPT for it. Student, in first slide, cell, the fundamental unit of life. So, what we have to remember that all living things are made up of tiny living parts, and that is called as cells. As I have given the example, when you are going to observe the human body, it consists of different parts of the different parts, okay? And once you are going to observe the plant, it also has different parts. So what does it show? It shows that whether it's your plants, human beings, animals, all are made up of tiny living parts, and this is called as cell. Next is the introduction to the cell, structure and function, okay? Students, you can see what is cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. In other words, you can say cell make up living things and carry out activities that keep a living thing alive. Okay, you can see here I have shown this diagram, means it is an example of animal, and animal is also made of different type of cells. Is that clear to you? Next, you know, once we are talking about this cell, how does this cell discovered? So, discovery of the cell, Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke was the English scientist. Okay, he was the first scientist to discover existence of cell with the help of microscope in 1965. Students, what you have to remember this name, that Robert Hooke, and the year, that is 1965. He observed what he has observed. He observed thin slices of cork, a part bark of tree, a wooden piece of a wooden piece of the plant is known as cork. He observed the slices of cork under a microscope and saw honeycomb structures. Once he tried to observe under these slices of cork, he find that honeycomb structure is there. After this, the slices of cork appeared like small compartments which were further separated by a wall. This honeycomb structures he has found like that there were a small compartments are there and they all get separated by a wall. Okay, so what he found? He found a very small compartments which form a honeycomb like structure. After this, he named these boxes as we call as cells. Very good. So the discovery of cell in year 1665, he was Robert Hooke. He found inside the slice of cork it's a honeycomb structure. Okay, so invention of the lens he done for the observing the cells. Then Robert Hooke observed thin slice of cork, dead plant cells. Here we are talking about the plants which are dead, which are not alive. With the microscope, he described what he observed as little boxes and called cells. These are small boxes and this is called as cells. Okay, students? Discovery of the cell by Robert Hooke. Very little was known about the cell for next 150 years. Okay, it was only after the discovery of improved microscopes with higher magnification that the information about the cell structure and its function became available to all of us. Now the cell theory. When we are talking about the cell theory is a collection of ideas and conclusion from many different scientists over time that describe cells and how cells operate. So once we are talking about the cell theory, we should remember these 3 points. First, all known living things are made up of one or more cells. Okay, all the living things are made up of one or more cells. All living cells arise from pre-existing cells by division. Third thing, the cell is the basic unit of structure and function in all living organisms. This is about the cell theory. Now students, once you have done with the cell theory, you might be thinking that how does cell vary? So there is a variation in cell number, shape and size. When I am talking about the cell number, on the basis of number of cells, living organism can be classified into 2 categories. And why these living organisms are classified in 2 categories? On the basis of the number of cells. So there are 2 types. First is unicellular, second is multicellular. Students, as its name suggests, uni means single, cellular means cell. Living organism consists of single cell is called unicellular organisms. It includes the example amoeba and euglena. Okay. Next is multicellular. Multi means many. Cellular means cells. Multi-cells means many cells. When living organism consists of more than one cell, this is called as multicellular. It includes the example earthworm, human beings. Human beings are made up of more than one type of cell. Earthworms is there, which is as called as multicellular. Okay, so this is how living organism get classified on the basis of the cell number. Okay, students. As you can see this slide, there are pictures. 3 pictures are there. Okay, first is of euglena. as you can see. Second is paramecium, yeast, this is called yeast. An organism that is made up of only one cell is called as unicellular organism, because in previous slide we learned that the living organism which consists of only single cell is called unicellular. Got it? So you should remember the example: euglena, paramecium and yeast. Okay. Next is multicellular organism. An organism that is made up of more than one cell is called as multicellular organism. Okay students, as you can see, plants are there. Plants are made up of more than one type of cell. Animals are there which are made up of more than one type of cell. Fungus, human beings. So these are the example you must remember for this multicellular organism. Student, in exam you can get the question that give two example of unicellular organism. So you should remember the example's name. Okay. Next, you can also get the question name two multicellular organism. For this you can give example plants, animals. Next is on the basis of cell shape. The shape of cell differ not only in different organism but also in different organ of the same organism. Means when you are having the same organism but it has different shape of the cell. Here you can take the example like you have seen the stones. The stones are of different shapes. Similarly in the cells you are going to observe different shapes and sizes also. The difference in, now we are talking about the cell size. The difference in size of organism is due to number of cells present in them. The smallest cell is PPLO. Student, this question may be asked, what is the form of PPLO? PPLO, it is pleuro pneumonia like organism are called mycoplasma, and this mycoplasma is about 0.1 micron in diameter. Got it? The largest cell is ostrich cell with 170 millimeter in diameter. So once you are going to get the question smallest cell, it is PPLO, and largest cell is your ostrich cell. Okay. You can see cell diversity sizes. Smallest cell bacterium. Longest cell you can see, this is a structure is called as neuron, or you can say giraffe nerve cell. Its total length is up to 2 meter. Then the biggest cell you can see, ostrich egg is the biggest cell. It is 6 inches long, 5 inches wide, and it is of 3 pounds. So students, this is cell diversity sizes. Okay. Size of cells in human. Once you are going to observe the smallest cell, this is called sperm cell, and size is 5 micrometer. Largest cell is ovum cell with size is 120 micrometer. Longest cell is a nerve cell. Its size is 1 meter. So students, once we are going to observe from smallest to longest cell, you can see that variation in the sizes of these cells in humans. Okay. You can see shape of cells are there. This is human RBC, human red blood cells, then nerve cells, human white blood cells. Okay. Cell vary in shape. This variation depends mainly upon the function of cells. Some cells like euglena and amoeba can change their shape, but most cells have a fixed shape. Once you are going to observe the RBC, it is from circular by concave for easy passage through human capillaries. After this you can observe nerve cells are there, and it is all branched. It conducts impulses from one point to another. Third is human WBC. It can change their shape to engulf the microorganism that enters the body. So student, this is all about the shape of cells. Yes, parts of cell that we are going to discuss in next class. Now students, you will write down your homework. We are going to search more about discovery of microscope and read the page number A89. Okay, what you have to do? You have to just search more facts related to the discovery of the microscope, and you will also read page number A89. Students, I hope that whatever I taught you, it is all clear to you. Now we will meet in next class. Okay? Thank you students. Take care of yourself. Have a good day.